Hi, welcome to the quiz. You can answer along on quizalto.com, all for free. The exact URL of this quiz will be in the notes down below. Let's get started, good luck. Which open source technology does EKS use for orchestration? HashiCorp Nomad, Docker Swarm, Apache Mesos, Kubernetes. EKS uses Kubernetes, the industry-standard open-source technology for container orchestration. Which EKS feature helps with stateful workloads? Data persistence controllers, stateful sets, state managers, persistent workloads. EKS supports Kubernetes stateful sets, providing unique identities and stable storage for stateful workloads. Which AWS service can you use to run EKS worker nodes? Amazon Lightsail, AWS Batch, Amazon EC2, AWS Lambda. Amazon EC2 instances are commonly used as worker nodes in an EKS cluster, providing compute resources for your containers. Which AWS service can EKS use for machine learning workloads? AWS DeepRacer, Amazon SageMaker, AWS DeepLens, Amazon Lex. EKS can work with Amazon SageMaker to deploy and manage machine learning workloads. What is the function of EKS node affinity? To bind nodes to services. To link nodes to subnets. To influence pod placement preferences. To associate nodes with images. In EKS, node affinity allows you to constrain which nodes your pods are eligible to be scheduled on. What is the purpose of EKS Fargate profiles? To handle service discovery. To configure auto-scaling. To run pods without managing servers. To create network policies. EKS Fargate profiles allow you to run pods using AWS Fargate, eliminating the need to manage servers. What is an EKS service? A node management tool. An abstraction to expose pods. A container registry feature. A type of EKS instance. In EKS, as in Kubernetes, a service is an abstraction that exposes pods to network traffic. Which feature ensures EKS worker node security? Hardware root of trust. Secure bootloaders. Encrypted hypervisors. Security groups and NACLs. EKS leverages AWS security groups and network ACLs to secure worker nodes at the network level. What is the function of EKS taints and tolerations? To handle node updates. To control pod placement. To set resource quotas. To manage image versions. In EKS, taints and tolerations work together to control which pods can be scheduled on specific nodes. Which EKS feature helps manage cluster access? Node access controllers. AWS single sign-on integration. Cluster firewall rules. Kubernetes guard modules. EKS can integrate with AWS single sign-on to streamline and secure access to your Kubernetes cluster. What is the function of EKS readiness probes? To check if a pod is ready to serve traffic. To test node availability. To validate image integrity. To verify network routes. In EKS, readiness probes determine if a pod is ready to serve traffic, enhancing service reliability. What is the purpose of EKS Windows support? To manage Windows VMs. To enable DirectX features. To support .NET applications. To run Windows containers. EKS provides support for Windows containers, allowing you to run Windows-based applications. Which feature in EKS helps with pod networking? Amazon VPC CNI plugin. AWS App Mesh. AWS Direct Connect. AWS Global Accelerator. The Amazon VPC CNI plugin for Kubernetes enables native VPC networking for EKS pods. What is the function of EKS Kubernetes jobs? To handle node rotations. To schedule pod restarts. To run tasks that complete. To manage image updates. In EKS, Kubernetes jobs are used to run tasks that are expected to complete, like batch processes. Which EKS feature helps with application upgrades? Rolling updates. A/B testing. Blue/green deployments. Canary deployments. EKS supports Kubernetes rolling updates, allowing you to update applications with zero downtime. Which AWS service can provide private connectivity to EKS? AWS Site-to-Site VPN. AWS Direct Connect. AWS Private Link. AWS Client VPN. AWS Private Link allows you to access EKS API server privately without using the public internet. What is the purpose of EKS Fargate shared infrastructure? To share container images. To provide serverless node management. To pool storage resources. To enable cross-account access. With EKS on Fargate, AWS manages the shared infrastructure, providing a truly serverless experience. Which feature ensures EKS control plane security? Dedicated security instances. Built-in firewalls. Hardware security modules. AWS IAM integration. EKS integrates with AWS IAM to provide fine-grained access control for your Kubernetes API server. What is the purpose of EKS audit logging? To monitor node health. To record API server events. To track image pulls. To log pod crashes. EKS audit logging records all API server events, providing a trail for security and operational insights. Which feature in EKS helps with multi-tenancy? AWS organizations. Kubernetes namespaces. EKS partitions. Cluster isolation zones. EKS uses Kubernetes namespaces to provide a level of isolation, facilitating multi-tenancy. Which AWS service can trigger actions based on EKS events? AWS Simple Notification Service. Amazon Event Bridge. AWS Step Functions. AWS Simple Queue Service. Amazon Event Bridge can be configured to trigger actions based on EKS events, like pod or node state changes. What is the function of EKS Kubernetes RBAC? To manage node access. To secure container registries. To encrypt network traffic. To control user actions in the cluster. EKS supports Kubernetes role-based access control to define who can perform what actions in your cluster. Which AWS service can EKS use for secrets management? AWS Key Management Service. AWS Directory Service. AWS Secrets Manager. AWS Cloud HSM. EKS can use AWS Secrets Manager to securely store and manage sensitive information like database credentials. What is an EKS pod? A type of storage volume. The smallest deployable unit in Kubernetes. A group of EKS clusters. A network security group. In EKS, as in all Kubernetes systems, a pod is the smallest deployable unit, typically containing one or more containers. What is the function of EKS resource quotas? To control node counts. To restrict image sizes. To cap network bandwidth. To limit resource usage in namespaces. EKS supports Kubernetes resource quotas to limit total resource consumption within a namespace. And that's a wrap. Thanks to everyone who participated. Remember, you can answer along on quizalto.com, where you can keep track of your progress and find much more quizzes. We hope you had a fun and challenging time. Until next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more. Hit the bell icon to be notified as soon as we upload. Please leave a comment if you have any thoughts or suggestions, and, if you think this video is worth sharing with someone who could benefit from it, please forward a link to them. See you next time. Thanks for watching.